Laura and Hugh, it's a pleasure to meet you, and I would like to talk about returning to Highclere Castle. I picture the two of you being properly dressed during the day, you know, shooting scenes for the movie, and at night going crazy in one of the 300 or 200 rooms.
Yeah.
Is that the way it happens?
Not quite, no. Yeah, we don't stay at the castle, sadly. We're down the road, but yeah, we are quite different in the evening. We do put our civvies on, and I'm much scruffier in real life.
Also, the rooms there, most of them are sort of decrepit in the castle. Yeah. They're gradually doing them up floor by floor as the income increases from the visitors. But certainly in the first year we were filming, the upper stories were completely derelict, and you couldn't go up there without sort of hard hats and everything else. But they are, thanks to the show, gradually restoring all the rooms. So maybe one day, if we ever did another movie, we can all stay in the castle.
Oh, that would be nice.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Are you here for dinner, Mama? It's a buffet.
Well, I'm not changed.
You just need to take off your hat.
You talk as if that were easy.
I want every surface in this house to gleam and sparkle.
The post's just arrived, my lord.
Heavens. What is it? The King and Queen are coming to stay.
What? Here we go.
I remember watching the first episode of the first series and getting completely addicted to it. You know, after all that time that you spent together, especially now shooting the movie, what has the journey been like? How would you describe it? Because this is something so special nowadays, to see, you know, this family, especially how the people treat each other, and the storylines and the dialogue is being written. What has it been like for you?
Wow.
Well, I would say that actually the journey that the audience has gone on has sort of been our journey as well. That we actually have become very attached to the characters and to each other. You know, the fact that we did manage to get, whatever, 15, 16, 17 people all back together to make the movie was a testament to the fact that we all enjoyed working together. We've just been on holiday together.
Yeah.
You know? So we do have a connection that if the show had been a catastrophic failure, we wouldn't be sitting here. And the fact that it has been a success and has pleased so many people around the world has buoyed us up, you know, and has made our connection stronger and happier. So we do feel like doing the movie was like a family reunion. Yeah.
I know that you've been asked this question quite a couple of times. Why do you think is it so successful? My theory, in certain ways, is that in our times, unstable times, I think people are looking for a safe haven, and especially at people who treat each other decently, even though they are not on the same level in society. Would you agree, and what would you add in that regard?
I think that's a very good point. I think it is the most wonderful escapism, I think, the show. It does give you that warm feeling, really.
It does, and I think you're right. We are living in troubled times, and we are living in a world where some of our leaders don't lead by example. They lead by bullying and belittling. And I think the great strength of Downton Abbey is that even when people do disagree, they have or indeed are at loggerheads with each other, underneath it there is a certain degree of a code of civility and courtesy. And I think that that is something to aspire to, and I think that some of our leaders can perhaps you know, draw strength from. That would be nice. And I have to say, going to see the screening the other day for the first time, and as the music started, and you know, one was able to leave all the current world outside, and the lights went down and the music started, I literally felt my shoulders go down, and I knew I was going to go into a world that yes, there would be bumps and scrapes along the way, but actually you'd be taken on a journey that would probably have a positive outcome, and that was a nice feeling.
Do you have the feeling that, you know, staying in character and playing these characters for such a long time changed your approach to other people and to certain, you know, obstacles in reality in a more positive way? Because sometimes, you know, when you meet someone and that person is not very friendly, if you put up a smile and treat them decently, they become friendly as well. Do you have the feeling that you've taken something from those characters with you that changed your personality in a sense?
I hope so. Yeah, it definitely, for me, I felt like I was entering a world I didn't know an awful lot about. I hadn't, you know, been around as many aristos as I have since. But yeah, and I do think it does become part of you. And yeah, as Hugh said, it's a very positive way to see the world, I think.
I think also that there's something in Julian's writing, that he writes from a position generally that people try to be good. They may do bad things, but they're all trying to get by. And the characters that he's created all have a generosity of spirit and a sense of tolerance. And I think that's probably something I've drawn from the show, actually. And also these people who are, you know, it's like when we have in the movie we have royalty coming to stay, and that's quite overwhelming for everybody. Whatever the front they put up, it's quite an overwhelming thing. And of course, you know, great characters like great royalty put people at their ease very quickly. And I think when in our world, when in this strange way that people start to invest in our characters off screen, I think perhaps I've learned to be that actually to put people at their ease more. You know, I found doing the show has helped put people people at ease when they feel a bit overwhelmed by meeting us or Mr. Bates or whoever it might be, or the dog.
Yeah.
Or the dogs.
Or the dogs.
I am the King's butler. We have come to Downton in advance of their Majesties.
The royal butler's terribly scary.
Stay out of our way.
I am their Majesty's chef. I want the olive oil now.
He wants a clip round the ear now.
I need your help, Carson.
I'll be there in the morning, my lady.
Can I help you at all?
I'm Lady Bagshaw's maid.
Might as well admit, I like her.
She is a scheming little minx. What piffle you talk.
There is no need to argue.
I never argue. I explain.
Laura and Hugh, I will have the pleasure to visit Highclere Castle, and I will spend some time with Lady Carnarvon. She's going to show me around, and you know that it's very important for me to be able to stay for a little while longer, but because I have never met royalty, I don't know how to behave. So it would be lovely if you could talk me through a couple of situations and how I should behave or what I should do in those situations.
Okay.
For example, is there a certain way a royal walks or stands?
Well, stand up straight, no hands in your pockets, I think.
That was one of the golden rules. Whether it was true or not of the era, there was a house rule, a house style, that the men wouldn't have their hands in their pockets and the ladies wouldn't cross their legs.
Okay, so I'm going to sit straight. Exactly. Okay, I'm going to put my feet apart. How do you sit like a royal or a lady in front of another lady?
Well, we were told that the back of the chair is purely ornamental, so do not lean on it. So yeah, far away, straight back.
Okay, that's the way to go.
And if you're a gentleman, I don't know if you've seen any photographs of our House of Commons yesterday, but there was a particular politician who treated the House of Commons like it was his own front room, slouching.
That was kind of a little embarrassing.
Yeah, it was deeply embarrassing. Lord Grantham would have had him, you know, flogged.
Disposed.
Yeah, disposed of.
Absolutely.
So my recommendation, if you want to maintain the respect and enjoy the tea that you might be having with Lady Carnarvon, do not slouch on her furniture.
No.
Okay, but that would mean basically that I have already done 3 steps ahead. I mean, the first, most important thing is probably meeting her. Yeah. What do I do to greet Lady Carnarvon, and what do I need to do? Do I need to bow? Do I need to do the same thing mostly did?
I think a rule of thumb is apparently, this is with royalty, I don't know what it's like with the aristocracy, but that you don't stick your hand out, as I once did, because they shake so many hands every day, you know, it's a miracle they haven't got hideous diseases, but so I think you don't make the gesture, you wait for them to make the gesture of welcome. And when you shake hands, can we shake hands? Can we? Yeah. You don't go, hi, how are you? Okay. It's more of a
clasp.
Okay, but do I need to bow a little bit with my head, or is it that's too much?
To be honest, with Lady Carnarvon, with Fiona, you don't need to bow. Okay. Yeah, she's an accountant from Wandsworth. You don't need to. But with Lord Carnarvon, I mean, I think traditionally you would just as a gentleman, you would just nod your head.
And you'll see their staff nod their heads. Your ladyship.
Okay.
You know.
But she's married to the godson of the Queen, isn't she?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. How do I, if we're talking about a certain subject that I'm not really fond of and happy, do I just sit through it, or is there a certain way to sort of interrupt that conversation and get out of it in a nice.
That's quite a good one. That's quite a good one. I don't know, but a topic you don't like. I wonder how you would navigate that.
I don't know.
I think a good way, you could just sort of, yes, that's interesting, isn't it? Do you know the Chumleys of Hampshire? Mm-hmm. So you could completely change the subject while apparently still continuing the conversation.
Yes.
And because she would be so polite, she would think, what the heck's this guy doing? But I'm going to go with it. And so she would change course as well.
And
so you could,
I heard once that Prince Charles, apparently the thing that royalty will do is they'll just repeat whatever it is that you've said to them. So they say, and you say, hey, where are you from today? I'm from Hampshire. Oh, you're from Hampshire. So just repeat back whatever you said.
That's very good.
Which is very polite.
Mm. Okay, so actually not listening, just listening to the words that she's saying, not to the content.
Repeat it. Yes, so just to the content, yeah.
Okay, okay, interesting. Okay, let's, last but not least, if I'm getting into sort of a weird situation, I see that the fly of someone's pants is open and that person is sitting next to the lady. How do I say it in a royal way that there should be something done?
Well, I think if it's a gentleman you're referring to, I think you can say something along the lines of, "Did you see that the flags were at half-mast recently?" And hope that he takes the hint. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could
call for their valet.
Yes, they do. Yes. Or you say, or you might say, "You may care to adjust things a little."
I think I'm well prepared now.
You're
for
prepared.
And the final top tip is probably don't say, "Can I have a selfie with Lady Kinnaird?"
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I would never dare to do that. I would love to have a selfie with you, but my mobile phone is outside. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Hugh. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and it's a wonderful film, a fantastic series.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please
so much.
do come back.
We will.
I'm waiting for the sequel.
Good. Thank you.